Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Good to see everybody out here at the earlier start time of 5 o'clock. So thank you for joining in early with us. I can see Neil down in the comments. Good to see you, Neil. So let's get talking about Manchester United news and transfer news, because there's a lot of things to get through today. Now, this is going to be a big week for Manchester United. Pre-season starts this week. Tomorrow, actually, against Leeds United in Oslo. So that's going to be a big match for the club. Alex is down there as well. Good to see you, man. So let's get talking, because Erik ten Hag is demanding more transfers this summer. So already we've got Mason Mount. Now, United's transfer window as a whole, I feel like it's been quite disappointing. We haven't really got these deals over the line yet, and this is something that's annoying Ten Hag. It's annoying a lot of us fans. So I'm asking you guys down on the poll in the comments, how many players are we going to sign this summer? Will it be 2, 3, 4, or maybe more as well? Let me know your thoughts. So let's get talking. Players coming in, of course, the big one is Andre Onana. This has affectionately been known as Onana Week, so we are expecting to see this deal wrapped up in the next couple of days. Now, we have a lot of positive updates coming in on this. So Manchester United, we are feeling very positive. According to Gazetta, Andre Onana is getting closer and closer to Manchester United. Everything shall be resolved by Wednesday or Thursday. So by tomorrow, by Thursday, he should be a Manchester United player. And this looks like everything should be done very quickly. Gazetta think paperwork will be done tomorrow, so that would indicate to me that we have put the bid in. We have put this final bid in that should see Andre Onana become a Manchester United player, and this has been a long time in the making. I feel like we've been talking about Onana deal done for several weeks now, and it's good to see that it's finally moving along. It's good to see it's finally going in the right direction, so I'm feeling really positive on that deal. But in terms of other deals, other players coming in, there's a couple we want to look at. So first, of course, Rasmus Hojlund. Now, this is most likely going to be the only striking signing. This Ashid is down there as well. Good evening. What's with the title? Let me just check the title. Maybe I spelled something wrong. Ten Hag demands. No, it's all good, man. So yeah, Erik ten Hag is demanding more. So it has come out. Sky Sports. Erik ten Hag wants more players. We want to sell. We want to buy more. So obviously, players going out. The likes of Fred, the likes of Dean Henderson, probably going. We want to bring more in. So more players means more Erik ten Hag style on the pitch, and that's a good thing for Manchester United. So obviously, three main signings are going to be Hojlund, Mount, Onana. This seems to be what we're going for. But then we've got what I would call supplementary signings. Guys are going to come in maybe for cheaper deals and really make a difference to this team. One of those players is Sofyan Amrabat of Fiorentina. So this is a guy we have been looking at for a couple of weeks now on the channel. So this was a link that emerged first of all in the January window, and it looks like we're going to go in for this Manchester United deal. The 30 million euros needed to sign him as affordable, which is good because we've been waiting a long time for United to finally get into action. Let me see, Stephanie's down there as well. Early, Stephen, big up. Yeah, we are early today, unfortunately. I have things on tonight, so I wouldn't be able to do the stream. So let's get talking about Sofyan Amrabat. So this is coming in from Calcio Merto in Italy. So Manchester United are turning the attention to Sofyan Amrabat. Erik ten Hag believes he is more than affordable at 30 million, and he is eager to join the club. Now, this is a deal we could have seen in the January transfer window. Now, Amrabat, it looked like he was going to go to Barcelona. Didn't quite happen that way. It didn't quite go down. Ashid is saying, yep, we're early today. Yeah, man, we are early today, unfortunately. So not available tonight, but I wanted to get the stream done. I wanted to do this for you guys, because when I promise pretty much daily streams across summer, I'm going to deliver that for you guys, for the channel. It's all for the content, it's all for you guys, so have to be on, couldn't miss it, of course. Greg is saying sources have said Onana should be done by Thursday because that's when Inter start pre-season. Yep, that would make a lot of sense. I feel like this is a deal we're just waiting for. The here we go from Fabrizio Romano. The good news that Onana has signed, that the deal is done. Look, personal terms done weeks ago. Let's see what happens with this fee, because Manchester United, we are very, very close to that deal overall. Only a couple of million euros either way. That's what we were told on Friday. So I would like to think by Tuesday now there has been developments, and Manchester United have managed to get closer and closer to getting that deal over the line. Let me see, Neil is saying nothing new. Martial always stays injured. Yeah, absolutely. I do think he's missing as well from the pre-season match. tomorrow. So we did see the tour squad going out for that. So it's a very young squad. A lot of players missing, of course. Who else have we got down there? Emperor Jerome is saying Rihanna, featuring Eric Ten Hag and Martinez, Onana. Yeah, absolutely, man. The Onana song is coming. Make no mistake about it, man. And what else have we got down here? Chase, good to see you, man. Antony, Martial and Donny are out for tomorrow's game against Leeds with injuries. Yeah, I mean, we've had a week of preseason. Preseason started last week, and these guys are injured already. So it's not sounding a really good signal. It's not sending good news for their Manchester United futures. And look, this is what it comes down to. They have to be fit if they want any possibility, because number one, they have to earn their way back into that team. Number two, they have to actually be available as well. And that's been one of the biggest problems with Donny van de Beek. It's his so disappointing to see the guy not be fit. And if you're not fit, you cannot play. And if you cannot play, you will never become a real Manchester United player. And Donny van de Beek is a guy who we have been talking about as a new signing for 2 or 3 seasons now. And that's really disappointing, because we all had a lot of hope for this guy coming in. We all had a lot of praise. This guy could be something big for Manchester United, and it hasn't worked out. And man, it is disappointing. But we do need to sell players for sure. Bodie is saying, is Onana coming to Manchester soon? Yes, looks like this will be done probably within the next couple of days. I expect to see done deal probably tomorrow, and then I'm going to see I don't know, probably contracts and stuff by Thursday, maybe Friday. At the weekend, we get to see him holding up a Manchester United shirt, and then it is official. We can kick out the Rihanna remixes for that. Ronnie is saying, good to hear you. If it had been after 7, I'd have been on the drink. Belfast Reds. Now, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining in with us, of course. So yeah, earlier start time tonight, not actually available tonight for to do the stream. So that's why we're going early, because I don't want to miss out, guys. Like, I love doing these shows, and we wouldn't want to miss out bringing you guys the content. So any more thoughts, guys, make sure to get them down. Al Cardi as well, good to see you, man. Ashid is saying Andre Onana announcement tomorrow. Now that would be a lovely surprise for a Wednesday. That could be a nice hump day for everybody. Nice middle of the week transfer done. Look, I think Onana, it's only a matter of time. Give it 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be a done deal. But I do think this Amrabat deal is something that's really starting to hot up. It really is moving places, and this is coming in from Talk Sports. So Manchester United, now you guys are going to love this word as always, it's monitoring FC, back at it again, but we are monitoring Fiorentina midfielder Sofyan Amrabat. Budget allowing, United could move for Amrabat after signing a goalkeeper and a striker. So there are talks coming in from both Italian and English sources that United are interested in this guy. I feel like it's a price tag. I feel like that's really helping him and his potential move to Manchester United. Now, look, these guys might be going out for a big moves potentially, but getting somebody in of Amrabat's quality at 30 million euros, that's a no-brainer sign. Let's see, Jinwei is down there, good to see a man, saying Pogba back. Nah, I don't think so. Stephanie is saying, need to get this Rashford contract sorted. We do not want any distractions, and we do actually have an update on that as well for you guys. So Marcus Rashford, as we know, has been in talks for a long time on this contract, and we want to see it done. We want to see no distractions going into the season. We want to see everybody focused on pitch endeavours. So Manchester United, we are getting very close to getting the Rashford deal done. United are relaxed over Rashford's future. He is very close to signing a new long-term deal at Manchester United after months of negotiations. So that's good, because we want to get this done. Let me see who we got down in the comments. Bodhi is saying Antony Santos is back from injury. Yes, he is. Neil is saying the problem with Martial and Maguire, too much money for us to sell them both. Yeah, look, I agree. It comes down to the money. What we are paying these guys every single week is really counting against us in terms of what we can do in the transfer market. I mean, I think I saw an article from Manchester Evening News. If we manage to straighten out that wage bill, we could be looking at saving £75 million per season. That is a massive, massive figure of money. And a lot of these guys are overpaid for no real good reason. Like, they haven't earned it. We're seeing Maguire, 250,000 a week. Martial, 250,000 a week. Donny van de Beek, 150,000 a week. McTominay, over 100,000 a week. We have moved on big players and big wages. Ronaldo, that's £500,000 a week gone. David De Gea, almost £400,000 per week off the wage bill. But we need to be ruthless. We cannot just cut the big players, we have to cut the smaller players as well. The guys like Fred, the guys like Maguire, Martial, those guys need to go as well. And let me see, Al-Kari is saying, I saw Donny and Ten Hag smiling to each other and asking things in Dutch. Is that a sign that Donny van de Beek could stay? I don't know, man. Well, obviously, look, I think it's to be expected, two Dutchmen speaking Dutch. Like, I think I'm not going to read too much into that. Look, we have seen in recent reports Erik ten Hag would be happy for Van de Beek to go if the right offer comes in. And I do feel like a lot of what Ten Hag will want to do will be telling guys like Van de Beek that they should go for the betterment of their career, because I don't see a way in for Donny van de Beek into this team. I mean, we have got Mason Mount now, we have got Bruno, we have got Eriksen, all of whom would play in a similar kind of position to Van de Beek, and I don't think he starts over any of them, in my opinions. And Neil is saying no to Paul Pogba. Yes, of course, that is the big talk coming out of Juventus. They're only looking 10 million for Paul Pogba. I mean, look, fabulously talented player, big attitude problems, big personality problems off the pitch. The injuries don't help either. Look, I don't want to see Paul Pogba back at Manchester United. We've been here. We have done that already. Let's not see that again. Emperor is saying, not another year of Harry Maguire should be a Netflix original. Ali is saying as well, Maguire is the new Phil Jones. And Neil is saying Maguire gets more money because United are in the Champions League this season. Yes, that is true. That's across the board. So everybody's wages go up when we have Champions League, and everybody's wages go down when we don't have Champions League. So look, I do feel like what United need to do, really get this contract situation under wraps, under control, because far too many players for the longest period of time have been paid a lot of money at Manchester United. I mean, without really earning it. Jadon Sancho, another one, £350,000 per week. That's crazy. Let me see. Rashid is saying it's the 11th of July today. Oh my god, guys, I actually just realised it says, will De Gea stay or leave? Hold on, let me just change my overlay. There we go. Thanks for pointing that out, man. Much appreciated, because, man, if it was 12th of June, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit out of date. If we got Gani is saying, I think Pogba will be a victim of mismanagement. I wouldn't mind seeing him again. Ten Hag knows how to manage quality. Look, he does. And look, I just don't think it's going to happen, all things considered. Who have we got down here? We have Stephanie saying, shouldn't get paid full salary if injured or out of form. We need a wage cap and bonus schemes for appearances, goals, clean sheets. Yeah, look, I feel like that's going to motivate these players a lot more. It's getting these guys something to play for. If it's going to be money, let them earn more money by playing well, by scoring goals. And I feel like, yes, maybe you could have a wage cut if you're continually injured, because there's too many of these guys at the club doing that. Bala is saying, does anyone want to let them see what Donny should do for United? And Ronnie is saying, how long has Sick Note Maguire left on his contract? Sorry, Sick note, Martial. Look, I think Martial's got probably 2 to 3 seasons on his deal, so this is going to be a long-running thing. If we cannot sell him now, it's going to be like Manchester United are going to let the contract run down. That's going to be a massive waste of money as well, man. But look, it's annoying, but there's not much we can do. This is how Manchester United have operated for the longest time. Greg is saying, I've heard Ten Hag is going to sit down with Maguire to discuss his future tomorrow. Yeah, look, I have seen that. It'll probably not come tomorrow if we're on pre-season tour and Maguire is still on holiday. I feel like this might be something that happens later on in the week. Rosat says, give Sancho and Martial 60 or 65 million euros to get Harry Kane. That could be good. Let me see. Neil is saying latest new Fred. I'm not seeing anything too new on Fred at the moment. Now, it does look like he could be going. Benton is down there. What about Ahmad getting loaned to Atalanta? Look, I feel like that's a smart deal, because if he goes to Atalanta, that does 2 things for Manchester United. First and foremost, we're knocking money off the Rasmus Hojlund deal. Secondly, we're getting a young guy, top flight football in the Italian league on loan, where he will go and he will play lots of football and he will get better for Manchester United, and we can call him back next season and he'll be first team ready. So I feel like that is a really smart move, and that's kind of why I'm like, Manchester United probably wouldn't do that, because we don't operate in smart ways a lot of the time, as you guys know. Let me just check. I'm not saying anything too new on Fred. We do have talk that he might be one of the players leaving Manchester United. This has been ongoing for a long time, and Look, I feel like in Fred's position, we have Mason Mount now, but it's whether we want a backup in the squad. I would be happy to keep Fred. I feel like Fred offers something different to the likes of McTominay, probably to Ericsson as well. He's got genuine legs and he presses and he runs for this team. Are there better players in the squad? Yes, but can we do better than Fred? I also think so, but if we're not going to sign anybody else, I would be keeping Fred and selling other guys as well. Neil is saying taxi for Maguire. Yep, we could definitely do that. Emperor is saying, how do we honestly sell Maguire? No team in their right mind serious about stepping forward to sign him. If anything, we would have to pay them for damages. Can't see him leaving unless sacked. Thank you very much for that. Look, we do have an update on Harry Maguire. So let's go through this because I think we covered this last night, but we're going to go back over it again because it's equally as relevant. So, Manchester United have valued Harry Maguire at £50 million at a starting price, a figure that will not be met by any club. So, this is coming in Samuel Luckhurst, Manchester Evening News. This, for me, is a shocking bit of business. If we are being serious about selling players in this transfer window, one thing we can't do is try to mug teams off, try to rinse teams, because we need to sell, we need to buy. We cannot buy without selling. So why are we looking 50 million for a guy who is fifth choice centre back? We probably wouldn't even have to replace him. But that is something else as well that we have. So in the same article by Manchester Evening News, they have said, despite Harry Maguire's lonely standing in the squad, Manchester United are not actively looking at selling because they would have to recruit and upgrade to replace him. Let me tell you what that means, guys. That means Manchester United are not looking to spend the money. If we sell Harry Maguire for a realistic fee, 25 million, that means we can bring in somebody better. And there are players out there valued at that amount who would be better than Harry Maguire. So it is frustrating for me. Benton is saying we need it done soon for Hojlund. Let the young star go on loan. But I also had heard the story of selling Sancho. Look, Sancho has been an ongoing thing. Now, has he been great since he's come to United? Probably not. Really disappointing considered where we thought he would be by this stage. He had a very bad first season, but so did everybody. Last season was meant to be the big season for Sancho. Hasn't happened yet, and that's a concern. And we still have this question: where does Sancho actually fit in to this team? Does he fit in on that right hand side? We have to say no, because Erik ten Hag commissioned the signing of Antony last season for close to £80 million. So he's not going to play on the right. Is he going to play on the left? I don't think so. He's not taking Marcus Rashford's position. Is he going to play in the middle? No, because Bruno Fernandes is there. So I feel like Sancho has a long way in this team. And something I don't like, and something that does concern me, is where we are asking, where is Sancho going to fit in? And that's not a good sign for me, because players normally, when they don't have a concrete position, somewhere where they say, when I'm fit, I play, and I play in this position, they end up falling to the side. It has happened to many players. Phil Neville is an ultimate example of that. You know, a real versatile player, but he never really nailed down one starting position. John O'Shea probably as well could play centre back and right back, different positions, but he was moved on as well. Daley Blind, another one, midfield, left back, centre back, never really nailed down one position for himself. So I feel like what Sancho needs to do and what United need to do is find a way to get the best out of this guy. I feel like we could sell him, but it might come next season. What I want to see this year from Sancho is more passion. I want to see more desire on the pitch. I want to see him be more decisive, because something I've had a long-standing complaint about Jadon Sancho is, what does he do on the pitch? Look, Manchester United, we haven't been a possession-based team. Sancho is better in possession. Yes, that is so true, but Sancho gets himself into good positions, and is he decisive? I don't think so. Does he get his shots off, his assists? Not really. So I want to see more decisiveness, more ruthlessness in Sancho's game for sure. Mr. Phil is down there. Harry Maguire plus 50 million and his wages is crazy. No one will buy. Absolutely not, man. Let me see who we got. Neil is saying, when we saw that about Maguire, don't know whether to laugh or cry. Look, I mean, this is a club that paid £80 million for Maguire in the first place. Obviously, we're going to look to recoup a lot of that. And I'll tell you why. And it's because people in this club will have staked a lot of their credibility, a lot of their reputation on Harry Maguire being a brilliant signing for Manchester United. And look, it's not to say Maguire's a bad player, but he's not a Manchester United player. And that's the thing. Just does not fit into this team. He's too slow. He's not good enough on the ball. His agility is really bad. His reading of the game is really poor as well. Harry Maguire is a brilliant defender. for England because he's got that cover around him. He was brilliant at Leicester City because they played deep and he didn't have to do a lot of actual footballing stuff. He had to head the ball out, tackle at times. He had to do the defensive stuff. But at Manchester United, you have to be able to defend, but you have to do so much more. Look at what Lisandro Martinez brings to this team. Fantastic defender, real warrior on the pitch. But what he does when he gets the ball is absolutely world class in terms of his passing out from the back, his passing forward, breaking lines. His overall distribution is so important to this team. Let me see who else have we got down here. Neil is saying Sancho plays with centre forward. He might be okay. He could be. Let me see as well. Who else have we got in the comments? There's actually loads going in there. Let me just see if I can go back across here. Macy is saying, keep it up, bro. Thank you, man. Will is saying, how do you feel about Amrabat? I really like him. Look, I like Amrabat as well. I feel like he's a really good possession-based number 6, number 8 in those positions. He would be a really good tool for Manchester United playing out of the back. His passing is really good, and he's a hard-working player. He will do the hard yards. And if we're selling Fred to bring in Amrabat, that's an upgrade. If we sell Fred just for the sake of selling him, that doesn't do a lot for Manchester United, in my opinion. Rashad is saying Maguire is on high wages, and second, he's crap. He wants him in their team. It's a good point. Gregory is saying 50 million is too much for Maguire. Rashad saying Martial don't. Left wing and centre forward can't find one place. Yep. And Missy says sell him to Spurs. And as well, Emperor Jerome is saying, I realistically cannot see any big club buying Maguire for anything more than 15 million. I know it's a blow. We took the risk when we got trolled by Leicester. Plus, he's 30, free agent, I feel. Look, that might be the ultimate future of Harry Maguire at this club. To be a guy who runs the contract out and eventually leaves. I think we give Harry Maguire a 6-year contract. So we probably have 2 to 3 seasons left of this guy as well. So that's going to be a lot of wages for Manchester United. Stephanie says, why does everyone want to play left side of forward with Rashford, Garnacho and Sancho? It's a good question. And a lot of that comes from the overbalance. I feel like we have too many right-footed players in the attack. And that kind of means that because everybody wants to shoot, they're going to go into the left side. That's something we've had a big problem with for many years of Manchester United. The left side has been so dominant and there's been nothing on the right. So we've had Luke Shaw down there, Lisandro Martinez, Eriksen. They all play on that side. Then we've got Rashford ahead of them. They go over to that side. Bruno goes over to that side. The striker, Martial, goes over to that side. So Antony, I feel like, is a guy who has been very isolated, stuck on the right-hand side. So I want to see a more balanced team next season. And I feel like Mason Mount will bring that to this team. I feel like if we play him on the right, if we play him on the left, he will bring that balance, and that will really help Manchester United. Because if you're unpredictable, you're going to score more goals. Because when you're predictable, teams know what you're going to do against them. They know how you're going to play, and it makes it very easy to defend against you. Let me see as well. Stephen is down there. Good to see you, man. Hi, United will sign 6, including 2 new goalkeepers, 2 new midfielders, and 1 striker. I love the optimism there, man. Alex Reid is saying Antonio Silva looks good, would be a future talent if we sell Maguire. Yes, look, I would be happy to miss out on Axel Diazy, John Claire Tobito this season. If it meant next year we went and bought ourselves Antonio Silva, because he is one hell of a talent. He's a really, really talented young player at Benfica, will cost a lot of money. But Antonio Silva would be my long-term Rafael Varane replacement. I would love to see that guy come into United. Him and Lisandro Martinez, that's a proper centre-back pairing. Let me just charge up my screen here as well so I can read the comments. Let me see. Put it there. So also we have Man United was meant to get Van Dijk 2.0. Yep, that's true. France is down there. Why are we not getting a centre forward on loan while sorting out the other deals? I don't know. Manchester United, we work in strange and confusing ways sometimes, guys, as we all know. Let me just see. Will I do that? Really sorry for that, guys. Yeah, I'll just read the comments from down here. So, who else have we got down in those comments? And guys, as well, keep voting on the poll. I can see the poll going up as well. So, Alanga and Bayi gotta go. Absolutely. Will is saying, I hope we can help your channel blow up. Good work as always. Thank you, man. But a more prepared channel would have the iPad charged up to read the comments, of course. Let me see. Stephanie saying, I would like Ten Hag to try Antony through the middle in pre-season. Yeah, Antony at 10 could work, but I feel like maybe he's a little bit one-footed. I wouldn't mind seeing Antony on the left-hand side, and I feel like he would bring a lot of crossing ability down that side on his left foot. A very technically good player. But when he's on the right, it's very predictable. I want to see him use his right foot more as well, because if you can be unpredictable, they're not going to know what way you're going, and it makes you a lot harder to defend against as well. Missy is saying, what do you think about Martial? Look, I like Anthony Martial. I think he's always been a technically good player, and he should have been so much more than what he has been in his career. And a lot of that has to do with the injuries. People question his attitude. Look, not every player is going to put 10, 12 kilometers in as a shift every single week. It won't happen. But I do think that Anthony Martial is a player who, if he hadn't had those injuries, would be a long way ahead of what he is now, in my opinion. Neil says Martial needs to go. I think he needs to go as well. Rajat says Onana is done deal. Who has confirmed it? Look, man, pretty much everybody has confirmed Onana is as good as done, but it's not done yet. There are technicalities today. There's going to be those paperworks and stuff, but personal terms agreed. Tiny amount of difference between the two clubs, and that was on Friday, so this will have been done over the weekend. Make no mistake about it. Let me see as well who else is in these comments. They're flying in as well, guys. Great to see everybody on early. Really appreciate the support, guys. Gani is saying the only way to get rid of Maguire is cash plus a player. No team is playing 50 million, and he does not want to leave either. No, that's a big thing. Maybe stripping him of the captaincy, as rumoured this week, could be the difference. Maybe that will send him the message that he's not going to be a long-term player at Manchester United. Look, other players, we could ship them out. Like, I have every confidence Van de Beek will go. I think Martial is going to stay because no one's going to want to buy him. Rashad is saying Ignacio for centre-back next season is class. Yusuf is saying as well, good evening. Any good news, mate? Yep, we do have good news, man, and that is Andre Onana getting closer. Italian sources, English sources are also saying United were going to go in for Sofyan Amrabat, so that's another midfield signing, and a really important one as well, because look, last season, Casemiro, brilliant player for Manchester United. Unbelievable. But whenever it came time for Casemiro to play 3 90-minute matches per week, week after week, the guy burnt out. His performances dropped a little as well. It was no mistake at all. Look, once United went out of Europa League, once we had only 1 match per week, that Casemiro's performances, they went through the roof again. I think Amrabat coming in gives him cover. It gives us different options. We could play Amrabat, Bruno, and Casemiro as a midfield and go a lot more defensive with it. Or if we wanted to go really defensive, we could play Mount, Casemiro, and Amrabat, put Bruno on the right-hand side. And maybe that could be what the big game strategy is, to try hold out teams like Man City. Gani is saying the only way to get rid of Maguire is cash plus a player. No team is playing £50 million, and the guy doesn't want to leave either. Doesn't look like it. Let me see. Eunice is down there as well. I'm afraid of having a heart attack with Maguire. He will play behind Onana. Yeah, look, if anything, I think Onana will help Maguire because he's going to sweep up in behind. He'll be off his line, and that might help a little bit, but I still think Maguire has to go, man. Emperor saying, unpopular opinion on Fred, lower wages. I'd keep him as a good sub to have. Pretty good season under Ten Hag. Was great against Man City and Barca, coming on late. Look, I would keep Fred as well. I really like the player. I like his work rate. I think he brings something really different to this team. And the further up the pitch Fred plays, the better he goes, especially in the round the penalty box. Look, he's not a technically great player, but the way he causes chaos can work for Manchester United sometimes, and I would keep hold of him if we're not going to replace. We can upgrade, so if you're selling Fred, upgrade him with Amrabat. That's my thoughts on that one. Emperor as well done that. Musi is saying glory, glory, Man United. Absolutely. Alema is saying as well, Henderson, Fred, McTominay can give us good money to buy 2 more players. Maguire made Lindelof look vulnerable all this while Maguire on loan. Look, Harry Maguire on loan. Maybe that's how we get him out of the club. I don't know. Maybe a loan to buy could be the only way to get this guy gone. I don't know, because even at that, Manchester United would have to pay a lot of his wages. It would be disappointing, but it's kind of the mess we've got ourselves into. Let me see as well. Rajat is down there saying that if Liverpool do. Oh wait, hold on. I think I've missed a comment as well. Let me see. Rajat, Bruno is captain. Vincent is saying Amrabat can do better than what Fred does, and his passing is world class. We don't want any McFred component or Maguire species in our team. We can't compete in the Premier League and Champions League with these. Absolutely. And Missy is saying Onana is an additional centre back. Yeah, he does kind of play that role, and he will be coming out of the box. And look, this is going to make a lot of United fans nervous when they see a goalkeeper try to dribble out of his box. people will be hyperventilating. It'll be funny. I can't wait to see my dad's reaction to it. France is saying we're finishing third if we don't buy a centre forward. We might not finish third if we don't buy a centre forward. We might not finish top four if we don't buy a striker. So it's an important signing. Goals are needed as well because, look, last season defence was very good. We've strengthened now with a goalkeeper coming in, with Mason Mount going into midfield. That's going to make us even stronger. We need more goals, and that's going to be the big thing for me. Stephanie is saying flexible front three could be the solution. Plan A, B, and C if they need to score a minimum of 60 between them. The return of 58 Premier League goals won't get us top four. No, absolutely not. Yusuf says, I love it, go United. And Emperor is saying as well, Amrabat is better on the ball, but it's better to have a second option too. City have 5 or 6, so I definitely ditch McTominay, though. Yeah, absolutely. He would be one of the first players I would sell. And look, the reasons why I would sell Scott McTominay over Fred is the exact reasons why Manchester United will not sell Scott McTominay. And that comes down to age. McTominay is 26 years old. The guy is coming into the prime of his career. He has a lot of Premier League experience. And for a lower level team, maybe someone mid-table, McTominay would be a brilliant player at like a West Ham or an Aston Villa, maybe at a Newcastle before they got really good. But other teams like that, McTominay, I feel like he would fit in very, very well at West Ham. I really think he could be a player for them, and that could be a good sale. And we could bring in £25 million for McTominay. By Amrabat, that's an upgrade for us. That gets rid of McTominay, and it gets him a good move as well. So that could work out for all candidates, in my opinion. Sheeta saying Casemiro suspended a few times, too, for no reason by dodgy referees. Yep. Look, Casemiro picked up a lot, and I mean a lot of suspensions across the season. A lot of yellow cards, some red cards. One of the biggest issues causing that I have always felt was Christian Eriksen. Now, Eriksen, brilliant player in the ball, but his defensive contribution, it's just not there. He is not into these tackles. So I kind of feel like Casemiro was covering for Eriksen a lot of the time. He was putting in double the tackles that two midfielders would normally do. And that, of course, will lead to more yellows, more red cards across the season. So bringing somebody in who can help him in that department is only going to help Casemiro out. Plus, playing higher up the pitch as well, Onana will push up 12, 15 yards up the pitch. And that means that the centre-backs will be right in behind Casemiro, and he will have more cover in and around him on the pitch. Let me see as well, who else have we got? Let me see. These are going in. I think Fred is better than McSauce is. Eunice. Neil is saying, think Maguire will leave because Euro 2024 are in danger. Probably not. I mean, Gareth Southgate has shown that he will pick Harry Maguire regardless of what happens. Rashad says, no need to loan Maguire out. He's 30. Yep. Look, obviously it's not a development thing, but it might just be get this guy out the door. I don't know. That could be the only option. Stephanie's saying, let's get the likes up. Yes, if everybody would drop a like on the video, that would be very much appreciated as well. Musi is saying, would you get Pogba back for 10 million? Probably not. Look, I loved Pogba as a player. The technical side, he was so good at everything. So much ability, so much physical strength, pace. The guy had everything, but I don't think we want to get ourselves back into that either. So Greg is saying, I feel like Maguire will go this window. He might not be good enough for the Prem's elite, but he will get in most teams and do a job. He's a solid for England, and a move will keep his England place. It would be as well. And Benson is agreeing that Amrabat would be a great signing. Love to see it, man. Absolutely. Will is saying as well, every signing we make must be machines that work hard and run all game like City have. They are ruthless. Like City are a team of machines. I completely agree. I would love to see Manchester United have a hard-working team, and that's going to be one of the biggest things, because too many times last season, big defeats, Manchester United were outworked, we were outfought, we were out-battled, and that's not acceptable. Other teams have wanted it more than Manchester United, and that's why we've lost a lot of these matches. Heartless performances. We want to see people going out ready to die in that shirt if needs be. We want to see people running through walls for this team, for this manager, and that's going to be how you get there, because you always have to work harder than your opponent if you're going to win, and then from there you have to be better as well when the chance comes. Let me see. Rajad is saying Amrabat going to help Casemiro not get beat 7-0 at Anfield because Eriksen less space. Yeah, that's a good point. Yusuf, don't know, Amrabat, Casemiro, Eriksen, Mount, Barella. This is my dream midfielders. Look, yeah, that would be brilliant, man. Have to have Bruno in there though. Like Bruno for me. And look, I know a lot of a lot of fans from different clubs, even United fans themselves. Bruno sometimes isn't the most popular player, but I think Bruno is a world class player. Make no mistake about it. And I think he is genuinely United's most important player at the moment. And I would love to see him playing more and more next season and getting more goals and assists. But as Neil has said, Bruno cannot play every match. It's good to have those rotation options. And we have that with Mount. Mount can play there. We can play Eriksen. We can give Bruno a night off. Niraj is saying, is it true Rashford going and Mbappe coming? Nah, man, that's not going to happen, unfortunately. Look, I have said this before about Mbappe. Now, do not rule anything out, and it's very unlikely, like literally 1%. And the only reason I think this could be a possibility, the only potential where this could be something that happens, is if the Qataris buy Manchester United, because they will want to keep Kylian Mbappe under their sporting brand, under their name, and they might try to move him to Manchester United. But Mbappe might be gone by the time any takeover is done. He might not want to come to Manchester United. I feel like he wants to go to Real Madrid. I feel like that's going to be his next destination. Madrid, they seem to be gearing up for it. Let me see as well. Who've we got down in the comments? Eunice is saying, Pogba, are you going to meet him at the airport or with an ambulance? Missy as well is saying, what's your thoughts on the Japanese goalkeeper Suzuki for a backup for Onana? Look, with Henderson going, that's going to be a big thing. We do need two goalkeepers because Tom Heaton cannot play in the Ten Hag system. Bringing in Suzuki, I feel like might be a good option, a cheap signing who would come in as a second choice. And at 20 years old, he might be the long-term option after Onana. Maybe he can earn his way into this team. Let me see as well. Yusuf is saying Eriksen can play and Bruno. Yeah, absolutely. Dozen is saying, please, is Rashford really going? Nope, I don't think so, man. Looks like contract will soon be agreed. And then we're looking at Mbappe probably not going to come to United as well. And Alex is right, FFP would stop Mbappe. And Missy as well, watching from Cameroon. Honestly, guys, this is one of my favorite things about this channel. Look, we are a very small channel. There's like 1,500 subs, I think. So it's a small channel compared to like United Stands, Trafford Paddock and stuff. But you guys are genuinely worldwide. Like there's guys in here I know from Zambia, from Uganda, from Cameroon now, from Jamaica. There's English guys, Irish guys, Scottish guys, people from Bangladesh, people from all over the world. And genuinely, it does do my heart the world of good. So thank you very much for those comments. Love reading them out. Alema is saying Maguire is a disaster. Get him out of the club. For Pogba, too bad he left when a good manager came to the club. No chance Pogba is coming. Bruno is a fighter. Thank you very much for that. Look, I agree with what you're saying, and I do not think Pogba will come back to United. Now, could he come back? Look, if Pogba said, the biggest thing for Pogba, he always needed somebody beside him to do the defensive work. And United went and bought Casemiro. So Pogba probably would do really, really well in beside Casemiro. But I mean, there's a whole other thing with him as well. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Let me see. Will is saying the final against City made me sick. Bernardo Silva, probably the smallest player on the pitch, but his scrappiness outweighed that. Sancho couldn't be asked to fight like that. No, man, absolutely not. Who else have we got down here? Rajat saying lots of United African fans. Great to see. Niraj is saying, why is Maguire not going? So, Maguire not going for two reasons. And number one is going to be the price tag set by Manchester United. We want 50 million for this guy. 50 million for Harry Maguire. Nobody's going to pay that. And then secondly, we have Harry Maguire. Sorry, hit the mic there. Secondly, we have Harry Maguire on £250,000 per week. That is crazy, crazy money, guys. That's never going to happen either. United We Stand is from Sant Lucia. Good to see you, man. Thank you very much. Dozen is saying, why is it taking long for the change in ownership? It's come down to two words, and that is Glazer family. Those guys just want more money. They're dragging everything out. They're trying to extort the Qataris, extort Radcliffe, trying to get every single last penny those guys can get. And that's their whole thing. Look, the whole time they haven't wanted to sell, but they're being put into a position where they have to sell. So that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to sell this club. It has to happen at some stage. It's just a question of when, and seemingly they're happy to wait this out. They don't care about ruining Erik ten Hag's summer. They do not care about ruining Manchester United's chance to really go out and win some big trophies next season. Alema is saying from Nigeria, greetings, good to see you, man. I actually think I remember as well. I do remember you being in here as well, man. So it's good to see you back. And from Nigeria, absolutely amazing, guys. Rajat says Pogba will improve with CDM. Don't know how good he'll be. Look, I feel like the Pogba time is done because This guy's just so injury prone. I do not see him ever really getting back to the levels he once was at. I mean, last season he played 108 minutes of league football across the season. The guy's never going to happen. Let me see. Niraj, 15 billion. I think 30 is good for Maguire. I agree with that. Luke Chapman is down there as well. Big up the Northampton fans. Will is saying as well, realistic predictions this season. Look, let's go for what I think a realistically good season is. Now, I would love to tell you guys that Manchester United are going to win the quadruple next season. Like, we're going to win the League Cup, the FA Cup, the Premier League, and the Champions League. We're going to win it all. I would love to tell you guys that, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I think a realistically good season will be a top 4 finish, probably winning the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and then maybe getting into the latter stages of the Champions League, maybe looking at quarter-final stages. I feel like that is a realistic good season. And then after that, we will be in a position where we've built for 2 years, where we can go on in season 3 of Eric Ten Hag's reign and try to win some big trophies. Terry is down there as well. Good to see you, man. Hi, all. Say, if we can say do 4 players, do you think we could get another lone striker defender? United, best supported club in the world, the best fans. Thank you very much, man, for that. I do think United could do that. I would like to see the loans because there are people we can bring in who would be a big difference in this team. One of those could be Ryan Gravenberch. And Ryan Gravenberch, as we know, went to Bayern Munich from Ajax, worked with Eric Ten Hag, would fit into that system really well, and he's a brilliant player. And he hasn't really got into that team because going there at such a young age, he was going to take a long time to break into the team. And if you offered Bayern Munich the chance for one of your best young players to go on loan to Manchester United, that's going to be something those guys are going to take. I would also say if we want to look at a lone striker, now this might not be the most popular signing, but Gianluca Scamacca from West Ham would be top of my list because that's the guy we looked at last season. Very technically good player. Now, he went to West Ham, and West Ham don't know how to use him. He is a big guy. He's 6'5", but he's not a target man. He is more of a technical footballer, and he has been compared to the likes of Ibrahimovic in his style of play. So, obviously not the same level, but it's a loan signing. That might work out. Niraj is saying, does anyone in India know where we can watch Man United pre-season matches? I'm not 100% sure on that one. Look, I know MUTV have it. I know you guys don't want to give money to the Glazers. So there's probably links and stuff on Twitter, if you know what I mean. If you just search it tomorrow at the time. France is saying, great show, keep it up. Thank you, man, much appreciated. And realistic, we need to stay in top 4, says Lucky. Absolutely, man, I agree with that. And Lucky Singh says, I hope we get the players in Ten Hag needs. And Alex says, top 5 is Champions League now. Oh yeah, man, there was that thing, like they've basically changed it where they get to pick like bonus teams that go in. Yeah, but I mean, let's just get ourselves guaranteed. I'm not 100% sure on how that works. Neil is saying Mount and Amrabat in the team, can see Eriksen get in the team as well. I think legs have gone. Yeah, I mean, they have done to an extent. But I mean, Christian Eriksen was never really meant to be a box-to-box midfielder. That was never really going to be what he was doing. So I feel like he can definitely... I feel like he can really do that as well. That's what I want to see. Let me see who we got. Greg is saying, I think third, another trophy and a quarter-final of Champions League is realistic. We started a major rebuild, and the real rebuild starts when the new owners are in. Yeah, absolutely agree with you, man. Lucky saying, very important. Stephanie is saying, enjoy tonight, watch along tomorrow. Yes, guys, I'm trying to get you guys a watch along now. The match starts at 4 o'clock, so what I'm hoping to do is get out of work early. I think I should be able to. I think we could do that as well. Yeah, so don't worry, I will enjoy tonight as well. So just going out with a couple of friends, that's going to be fun as well. I know it's bonfire night over here as well, but I think we're going to a pub, so that's going to be our plans. Let me see. Amrabat is depending on Fred and McTominay leaving, says Rajat. Yeah, probably is. And look, Amrabat is... You could put McTominay and Fred together and you don't get Amrabat's level, in my opinion. Missy is asking, what's the predicted lineup for tomorrow? So, look, guys, I'm going to bring you guys this as well because this is... It's an interesting squad going over. It's not a lot of big first-team players. It's not a lot of experienced players going over as well. So a lot of youth players. So we will go through this because you guys have asked. Let me just quickly set this up here. I think that's... Yeah, 15% will probably do for that. Let me put you there. So that's good. I finally got my chat back. Rajat says not doing another live today. No, man, probably not. That's why we're going live earlier. And Alema is saying let's sell Maguire and Sancho 50 million for Kane. They could have both if they want them, honestly. So Manchester United have named a 26-man squad for the Leeds match in Oslo. So this is going to be the first pre-season match. Now, as always with pre-seasons, it's going to be one starting 11 in the first half, one starting 11 in the second half, and then some subs as well. Everybody will get a run out tomorrow. So let's have a look at the team. So in terms of, let me just load this up on United reports here. So in terms of goalkeepers, we have Tom Heaton, Nathan Bishop, and Matej Kovar. So I think we're going to start Tom Heaton in this one. So Heaton in goal. Defenders, Alvaro Fernandez, Reece Bennett, Will Fish, Mark Jurado, Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and Brandon Williams. So I think we're going to go Alvaro Fernandez left back to start, Lisandro Martinez, Rafa Varane, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and then probably change it in the second half. Midfielders, we have Toby Coyler, Fred, Dan Gore, Hannibal, Isaac Hansen, Aaron, Kobbie Mainoo, Mason Mount, Max Oladele, and Charlie Savage. So that is the midfield. I expect to see Mason Mount in there, of course. I'll say Fred will start as well, and then maybe we go for Kobbie Mainoo, probably has the most first-team experience there. And in terms of the forwards, we have Amad Diallo, Noam Amaran, Omari Forson, Joe Hugel, Jadon Sancho, and Sholo Shoretire. So I think it'll be Sancho left, it'll be Ahmad right, and then let's see Joe Hugel through the middle. That's what I think the team's going to be tomorrow. Any more guys, make sure you get them down in the comments. Keep voting on the poll, and I can see guys are popping in here. Loads of comments have come in here, so let me check. What have we got? Lucky Singh is saying McTominay has expressed his desire to leave. I haven't seen that myself. I would like it to be true. And Papascu will not want Harry Maguire. I mean, you're talking there about a guy looking to play pressing football, high line football. It's not going to work for Maguire at Tottenham if it's not going to work at Manchester United. Let me see as well. Rajat saying, don't want to look at Henderson ever again. Nah, man. Emperor is saying selling Zidane Iqbal for 1 million was the dumbest thing we've ever done. He will go on to be brilliant elsewhere in years to come. We will regret it. Mr. Phil says we don't have any strikers for Leeds, just wingers. And will Mount start, says Rijat. So I think Mount will start. The only striker we really have, I believe, is Joe Hugel, and I think Omari Forson can play through the middle as well. So maybe some of those players will be in there. And Maisie says, what do you think about Suzuki as backup for Onana? Look, I think that Zion Suzuki is the perfect backup for Andre Onana. Going to be a really good young option. He will come in, fantastic distribution. This kid can ping a ball up that pitch, and I think he will make a big difference. Who else have we got? Loads of stuff is going down here as well. Chat's going crazy, guys. Ronnie says, I'll be happy top 4 and Qatar as always. That's what we would like to see. Thank you very much for the comments. Let me just move that as well. Juju is saying, greetings to everyone who loves Man United this coming season. We need more cups to Man United, like the old days. Mount in, Onana in, Amrabat in, Hojlund in. That's a great job, thank you. Neil is saying, bonfire night in UK, November 5th. Brother Bertha. Yeah, man. But in Northern Ireland as well, it's the 11th of July is also a bonfire night, so there'll be a lot of them going about, but I'm going to the pub, so that's my plans. Will is saying, do you think there'll be more first trainers back before the US tour? Absolutely, man. Look, the international players are coming back on Thursday. United fly back probably Wednesday night after that match, so they'll be back in. I think we have another pre-season friendly next week as well. I think we play possibly in Manchester, and then we go on as well. Stephanie saying Kovar also in the squad. Yes, so Matej Kovar, Nathan Bishop, and Tom Heaton are the goalkeepers. So I would expect Tom Heaton to play, and then one of Bishop and one of Matej Kovar from me. Will is saying, well, I've seen that as well. Sorry. Rajat says, any games on right now? Don't think so, man. There might be some pre-season on. Obviously, the only real football we've had this last while has been the Under-21s European Championship, and a lot of good players at that. So I hope United had the scouts out watching some of those players. Let's get talking about one player who has left Manchester United today, or will be leaving United, because, look, it's a youth player, but it doesn't look good, if you ask me. It really doesn't look good. So this, of course, I believe it's Harrison. Let me just double check this as well, because I want to get this right for you guys. So Harrison is a young centre-back for the under-16s team. Very highly rated, and it looks like he is joining Manchester City. So let me see this here. Yep, so Manchester City are close to reaching an agreement with Manchester United for 16-year-old centre-back Harrison Parker. Parker is close to joining City despite United offering the highest youth deal. That doesn't look good. And why Manchester United would sell a very promising young player to Manchester City, of all teams, I do not know. Why are we doing this deal? Because that just screams stupidness for me, like really ridiculous. Rajat says, enjoy bonfire night. Yeah, man, I'll enjoy my night, of course. Jim saying, Leeds hate us and we'll hope for a weak United team to be out and hammer us, particularly after the hammerings we've been dealing out to them in the Premier League. Yeah, look, they'll be out for blood. Make no mistake about it, guys. Drop a like on the video as well, guys. Would help us out. We're very close to 50 likes on the stream. Look, I would love to see us batter Leeds. Leeds coming up is one of the best things that has happened in a long time in the Premier League. Those guys came up after what, like 20 years? Almost 20 years they waited. They came up. They got slapped about by Manchester United several times, and then they got relegated. So it couldn't have went any better from a United point of view, and I hope we score some goals against them tomorrow. Let me see, Mr. Phil is saying, next week we're playing Leon. That's the one, man. Thank you. Terry says, top 5 next season gets Champions League. Well, if so, that's good news for Manchester United. Greg is saying, I'm from South Wales. My mother was from Ireland, and I have family in Ireland. One thing I do know is that my Irish family love the pub. Honestly, man, everybody loves the pub as well. If well, most people do. Obviously, people have reasons that they might not like the pub. I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. Rizal says, "No, I want to. No, I want to explain bonfire night. Oh, you want to explain bonfire night? And Missy is saying as well, I'm having a good time watching this channel with my wife. It's her birthday. Oh, happy birthday to your wife as well. Thank you very much. What is it? Leonie? Leonie? Anyway, happy birthdays. Of course, I'm very bad with names. And Rajat is saying, no McNeil with the team. Doesn't look like Charlie McNeil is with the team. I would have liked to have seen him on this preseason tour because with no striker going at the minute, I feel like this is a brilliant chance for a young man to take a stab at being included in the first team squad next season. Maybe Joe Hugel is the guy to take that chance. Obviously, McNeil came in, took a lot of the spotlight off Hugel, but I feel like Hugel still has the talent. Terry is saying, what's everyone's predictions against Leeds? I'm gonna go for a 2-0 win. And I tell you what, guys, Mason Mount scoring tomorrow. Let's bookmark it, cut it up. It's happening tomorrow. Mason Mount will score, and I'm going to go for Amad Diallo as well with a goal. So 2-0, that's what I'm going for. Emperor is saying, I'd rather go for a date night down Tesco's Cafe with Avi Glazer than becoming best buddies in Man City. No, absolutely. And Rizal says, never mind, you explain bonfire night. Yeah, so like bonfire night, it's celebrated in Northern Ireland and some places in Ireland as well. Possibly in Scotland as well. Kind of just, it was like hundreds of years ago. It was like a war between two kings, and it was fought in Ireland, and they all lit bonfires to let them know that the king had won, I think. So yeah, I mean, look, it's all there. It's like, it's a complicated thing as well. Anybody from Northern Ireland or Ireland will be able to tell you. Lincoln is saying, McTominay and Fred need to move on. Absolutely. Lucky is saying, Schickman sure needs someone like him running and getting throw charges. Look, Sheikh Sim needs to come in and run Manchester United, man. Rajat's going 3-1 to United. Lincoln is saying 2-0. We beat Leeds as well, so that's good to see, man. And any more thoughts, guys, make sure to get them down below. Let me just double check this as well, because this poll's got 153 votes on it. So how many players will Manchester United sign? We have went for 2, 3, 4 or more, and the option is 4. Most of you guys are going for 4, so good to see. Terry is saying 3-0, young striker to score. Joe Hugel gonna get on the score sheet according to Terry. And Lucky Singh says McTominay will want new club and new career. Celtic and Roma are favourites to pick up. Look, I could see McTominay going to Roma. Jose Mourinho loves Scott McTominay. He loves Scott McTominay so much, he even made up his own award just to give him to Scott McTominay at the Player of the Season award. So maybe he takes Scott McTominay off our hands. Maybe he goes to Roma and does something good for them. Let's see what happens on that one. I wouldn't mind seeing it as well. Let's see as well. Can see guys as well on Twitter here begging the Saudis to go in for a move for Harry Maguire. Maybe that happens. I don't know, guys. Who else have we got down here? Reg, good to see, man, is saying, Reg is saying, I feel like Hugel is a better finisher than McNeil. It's an interesting point. Look, I like both players. I feel like McNeil probably had the more hype. But yeah, I mean, Joe Hugel is a good player as well. McTominay wouldn't ever sign for Celtic. Probably couldn't afford him. Stephanie saying slap dirty needs 30 leads 5-0. Would love to see it. Honestly, would absolutely love to see that as well. And Lucky is saying Jose likes players to the team immediately. Yeah, Jose likes his signings done early. Every manager wants his signings done early. And Manchester United, we give them as late as possible. It's frustrating, but it's what this club do. We've done it for a very long time, guys. And keep getting those thoughts in down below. Chris Smalling at Roma. Yeah, maybe Maguire goes and joins Chris Smalling. That could be an interesting bunch of centre backs at Roma. And oh, Terry's loving that 5-0 prediction there as well. Honestly, guys, would be brilliant to see. Look, I'm excited to see some of these young players tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'd like to see Kobe Minu play, some Isaac Aaron. Love watching those guys play. Maybe some Hannibal Mejbri, Amad Diallo getting a go as well. Omari Forson as well, another talented young player. So let me see what's happening. So an update coming in from the Muppeteers. They're saying Martial was expected to be out between 6 to 8 weeks, as they've heard it, from the start of June. So that's going to put him at least another 2 to 3 weeks before he can start training. So Anthony Martial might be missing the start of the season. No surprise. Neil says great granddad was from Waterford. Very good, man. Lovely place in Ireland as well. Rajat says won't beat them 4-0. I would love to see it, but let's see what happens. So what is it? What is everybody's thoughts on Sofyan Amrabat? Because this is a player there's a lot of interest around. So Manchester United looking to go for him before a striker does seem strange. I'm not sure if it's just a general interest that has been reported and now they're saying that we're going for him instead of a striker, but we need a goal scorer in this team, man. Honestly, Ray is down there. Maguire out, please, if you love United. Maybe we see it. Look, I think Maguire needs to go, honestly, guys. He's really struggling. Let me see. Charlie Eunice says, I like Charlie Savage. Nil says, my last name is Irish. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I actually thought you were Irish by the name as well, Neil Driscoll. James is saying Leeds will put out their strongest team tomorrow. They probably will. United, we don't have that luxury. A lot of guys on internationals coming back late, injuries and stuff, so we won't have a full team to put out. Eunice likes Charlie Savage. Yeah, he's a good player, had a good preseason last year. He was quite good as well at Forest Green on loan. So let's see how he does this season as well. Rajat says Pellistri. I don't actually think Pellistri's in the squad. Let me just double check here because it would be interesting to see where Facundo Pellistri is. He doesn't seem to be on this list here either, so maybe he's picked up an injury or something. I don't know. Maybe he's going on loan. Rajat says Pellistri, Mejbri, and Minu will be playing. Absolutely, Minu and Mejbri will be, yes. Who else is down there? Emperor is saying, I'd rather two strikers, Mount and Bruno will cover and deliver. Mount actually thrives. An incredible ball player and tactician. Yeah, really good player. Really very happy with that signing. Let me see as well. Lincoln is saying, Martial needs to leave, but with all the injuries, nobody will buy him. Yeah, Anthony Martial screams contract running out and leaving on a free agent. Absolutely screams it. He also we got Stephanie saying Alvaro, Ahmad, and Kobe will play. I would love to see those guys. Man, honestly, Kobe Manu, what a player United have there, and he is going to be something special. Like, I remember he went on, I think it was against Reading in the FA Cup. He played like an entire second half, and he didn't misplace a pass. It was like 37 passes out of 37. So that kid's going to have a lot of talent for sure. Martin is down there. I think Maguire should leave. Absolutely. I agree with you, man. Rajat also says United will get Amrabat. Won't sign Kudus. We don't need a cam. No, I would agree with that. I feel like we need that sort of middle of the pitch type player. I feel like we've got enough kind of attacking players. Look, Kudus would be a nice addition, but there's other places we need to strengthen, and I definitely think a backup for Casemiro is going to be important. Reg is saying, what about Greenwood reports saying that he's going to Italy today? Haven't seen anything on that today. Now, I have seen Greenwood going to Italy. I've seen those talks for a long time. I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, it would kind of be United kicking the can down the road. We still need to make some kind of decision at some stage. But we're going to see what's going to happen. Look, United still obviously have a duty of care for Mason Greenwood because he is contracted at the club, so we have to do the best for him until that contract is either terminated or expires. Whatever happens, that's going to be a while to happen there. So we'll have to see what's going to happen with Greenwood. The investigation's still ongoing. This could go on for a long time. Now, it's not a legal investigation; it's a Manchester United investigation. So I don't know what that entails. I don't think anybody knows what that entails. But I mean, should Greenwood go on loan? I don't know. Like, he might never be the player he once was. 18 months is a long time of football to miss for a young player. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think he can play for Manchester United this season, regardless of what happens. So we're going to see what happens there. Lucky is saying we will throw the door at Hojlund. Gonna have to. Neil is saying, though, was born in England, dad too. Thank you very much for that, Neil. Yeah, man, but any more thoughts, guys? Make sure you get them in down below. Let me just double check. There was something as well I wanted to bring up for you guys. We've gone through that Martial injury update as well. So we have this coming in from the Daily Mirror as well. Martial not travelled as recovering from hamstring injury sustained in the Fulham game on the 20th of May. Donny van de Beek is continuing his individual recovery program. I think it's kind of interesting as well, guys, because where is Dean Henderson? Where is Dean Henderson? Because he has been training all week and he's not going on tour. So maybe he's going to be sold. Maybe he goes soon. I hope so, because it's going to really help us, honestly. Let me just double check here as well. There was something else I had in the notes. Emperor is saying fans often seem to forget about Tyrell Malacia, a very talented young player who can improve over the next couple of years. Should we utilise him more in this coming season? Yeah, I feel like we should, because he's a very good rotation option. He's a guy who doesn't make any kind of fuss, and he really does help Manchester United out. So I like Tyrell Malacia. I think there's more to come. I feel like his end product needs to improve, but I really like the player, and I'm very happy we have him. Manchester United need more players like that, in my opinion. We need more players to come in here, gonna maybe not start every week, but be a very good squad player and do really well for us. Ashida saying Henderson is still injured. Thank you for that one, man. Just, I had seen him in the preseason videos and the warm-ups and all that stuff, so it looked like he was back in training. Maybe he is still recovering from injury as well. That's a fair point. Yeah, so this is something we want to talk about really quickly. Just touch on it. So Manchester United, they have confirmed that they will increase the amount of safe standing areas in Old Trafford. So another 2,100 safe standing areas added to Manchester United. And that's going to be good for our atmosphere. And I'm going to a couple of matches next season. I really hope I'm in the safe standing areas. Anyone who goes to United often will know that everybody just stands up anyway, especially when anything remotely interesting happens. So probably in the best thing to get these safe standings down at Manchester United. And I feel like it's going to help us as well. Rosat says Henderson heavily criticised the club. Yes, he did. That, I think, is running against him. I really think he's going to struggle to get back into this United team because of that. Because, let's face it, you cannot badmouth this team and go on to TalkSport and complain and moan and say you wanted to go before Eric Ten Hag came in because he would want to keep you at the club. So, look, I think the best thing for Dean Henderson to go and just leave, I feel like that's a smart move. I feel like, all things considered, it's the best thing for him, best thing for United. And look, I'm happy in a sense that that Dean Henderson wants to go and play football. That's a good thing for me. And look, if you're leaving to play football, you want more match time, I'm not going to complain about that. I have no arguments about that. I actually think it's much better to be like that and then not have to sit and try to move players on and struggle because they want to sit and pick up a big wage. Let's at least do that. So Lucky is saying Nottingham Forest bringing him in. It looks like he will be going to Forest pretty soon. That seems to be a deal that's going to happen within the next couple of weeks, probably after he regains fitness, I think. But yeah, any more thoughts, guys? Get them in. I don't know why my chat button isn't working anymore. It's really frustrating because I was trying to post something. Emperor's down there. Good to see you. Lucky saying Stephen Bridge broken. Henderson United. Jerome's down there as well. Good to see you, man. Any more thoughts, guys? Get them in. Let me check this poll as well quickly. So 167 votes. And I would ask you guys, how many players are we going to sign this summer? 2, 3, or 4, or maybe more? And of course, you guys are mostly saying 4, 49% of you guys. So almost half the voters are saying we're going to sign 4 players. I'm sure Eric Ten Hag would be happy with that. I'm sure he would want even more. But any more thoughts, guys? Make sure to get them in down below as well. We'll probably wrap the stream up there, I think. I'm going to go grab some food before heading out tonight. So thank you very much for joining in with us, guys, at the earlier time. Really appreciate it. So loads of likes, loads of views and stuff on this. So amazing support as always from you guys. Could not ask for any more. If you guys are new and you want to support the channel, please consider hitting that sub button as well. Would really help me out. And yeah, guys, have a very good Wednesday. I will see you guys tomorrow for the match. Hopefully we'll get a watch along going if I get out of work on time. So thank you guys, much appreciated, all that support, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a very good night.